can stop the sun from shining whenever you arrive.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me today for the lovely Libra February Horoscope. Well, the big news is that on the 3rd of this month, Mercury, which has been retrograde in your 4th house of home and family, Mercury is turning direct. So there'll be a few days after that when the energy is still coming on for Mercury direct. So it won't be sort of full on straight away on the 3rd, but maybe a week later it'll be, powering ahead. And this will help your life go much more smoothly, less delays, less problems with technology and maybe your devices. While Mercury's retrograde, especially in your 4th house, it's a great time to reflect on your home, your family, how things were when you were growing up and that sort of thing. You may have somebody from the past, you might hear news, or something comes back in your memories from the past. And then the other thing that's really important for you is that Venus has turned direct on the 29th. And so things to do with your money, relationships, it should be going much more smoothly very shortly. So that's good news. And one other little thing that I wanted to mention was some of us won't have a new moon this month in February because we actually had the new moon on the 31st of January. And because it was the second new moon in the month of January, it was called a black moon. So if you're west of Lafayette in Indiana, in the US, or perhaps in Canada or Mexico or South America, then you won't get a new moon because January is a long month and February is a short month and there's just not enough time. So anyway, it's just one of those odd but interesting things. If you're east of Lafayette, Indiana, then you'll get a new moon on the 1st of February. So that'll be the UK as well as the eastern United States, Canada, Mexico, South America. It'll be the UK, Australia and New Zealand. We get our new moon on the 1st. Okay, so just briefly, I'll explain. I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. And then I'll have a look at your horoscope in depth and do a psychic channeling at the end. Whatever comes out of my mouth comes out. Okay, and if you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, let's go to the board and have a look what's in store with these cards. I have pre-shuffled them, but I'll just give them a light shuffling again. And these the theme cards. If you like, the first card is the first half of the month and the second card is the second half of the month. Okay, here we go. Closing my eyes. What do I see for Libra in February 2022? Oh, right. Oh, okay. This is a bit unusual. First I see somebody with a flute, playing a flute, and I'm thinking like Pied Piper or something like that, that old myth or that old fable about all the rats, I think it was, following the Pied Piper out of the village, but it's not. What it is a snake. Somebody playing a flute and then a snake comes out of a basket, a woven sort of basket, and so this is about transformation. There's a big transformation going on in your life. I want to say lucky Libra, by the way, lucky Libra, this big transformation that's happening, but you get to call the tune. If you embrace the transformation, you've got more control and you get to call the tune of how that transformation is going to go. Well, that's news to me. That's good because I'm a Libran. The card that comes up is the World card. Fabulous, even better. Okay, she's actually got a staff in her hand. It does look a bit like a flute, doesn't it? This is denoting royalty, okay? So the ability to look out and survey everything in front of you, and it's yours in some way, So you'll see here also she's got a gold piece of fabric. She is adorned in gold and the angels are helping her. They're supporting her in this high vibration. There's also an eagle over here. This might have more specific meaning if you're associated with a country or you're resident in a country that has the eagle as its symbol. So the US and Germany perhaps. And this is about looking at the big picture, and it is about freedom and liberation, you know. So of course with your rights come great responsibility when you have that level of understanding what the big picture is. There's a huge responsibility that goes with that, and this higher vibration of energy will, you know, let you know about that. It will fill you in. The good thing is, though, not only is she out there in spirit, but she's also grounded in practical reality here on planet Earth. So this is not all airy fairy stuff. This is stuff that you can actually manifest physically in your life. This higher vibration, you can bring it down to Earth and make real physical changes and consequences in your physical life in February. So that's really good news. I'm pleased to hear that. Let's have a look at the second card and see what comes up. Yeah, wow. Oh, that one's just popped out. I didn't even get to close my eyes. The Ace of Cups. It's like a new beginning of energy, like vitality coming through to you. If you have issues with your health, you could be feeling a bit better because there's more energy. It's like emotions or something stored in your body at a physical level is finally being released. It's coming out as emotion perhaps, but this is very life affirming and life giving. And it's like spirit is offering you a chance or an opportunity to avail yourself of the living waters, the Holy Grail. This is the Holy Grail. Now, on less esoteric terms, Ace of Cups is the beginning of something new. It might be a new relationship. You could meet someone special that feeds you, that somebody who really understands you, and it's a beautiful, clean, emotional energy that comes through. You'll see the crown here. Of course, this is the crown chakra. It's all coming from spirit through your crown chakra. So that's really good news. You'll be feeling so much better. You may have felt quite tired lately, quite jaded. You know, it's hard to stay motivated sometimes, isn't it? Hard to be, you know, avail yourself of inspirational energy and even spiritual energy if you're feeling tired and run down. And Chiron was conjunct. Now, I tried for ages to figure this out exactly, but I just gave up. It was taking so much time. Chiron here in Aries, it's in your 7th house, was conjunct your descendant, but it's 9 degrees now, so it's not. But there's still a big focus on healing wounded relationships or wounds from past relationships that you may have suffered. So this healing energy may be coming through this month with this card. Okay, all right. Okay, so there are your 2 cards. Bear those in mind. I'm just going to make this a bit bigger so that you can see, and if I can find a spare spot. So because often they come up in the reading. Okay, this is called a royal chart because all of the planets are focused here on the western side of the chart. This means that there's some reliance on other people. That's okay. You don't have to be independent all the time. But yeah, you need other people this month. You may need advice from professionals, or your friends may give you support. Somebody's going to support you. That's the point. Mercury on the 3rd of February turns direct in your 4th house here. So it's in Capricorn, so real physical communications that, you know, result in something to do with your home and family. I already talked about that a bit before. Your ruler also here in your 4th house of Venus, and it's pretty important really, because this is going to be about beautifying your home, perhaps spending money on your home, and you've got the moon's nodes up here in the 2nd and the 8th house. So I won't go into that too much, but it means that there probably is going to be some sort of discussion about spending money, and with Mercury there, that's quite likely as well. And also Mars opposition your MC here. Okay, so this house up here, the 10th house, sometimes it's about authority figures or parents or your vocation or reputation. And opposite Mars, there could be some sort of issue between your general life direction. You might be feeling a little bit more ambitious, or you want to get ahead in some way, but then a lot of the energy is in the home and family. So you've got to get the balance of these two. And Mars sometimes can come out as a bit, irritable, impatient. You might want to get stuff done around the house because you feel like you want to get on with your vocation, the things that you're really passionate about. And so sometimes it sets up this challenge, but I'll talk more about that in a moment. Could also be government authorities, especially to do with money, because this is going on here. This is shared resources, unpredictable things, Uranus here, and also the North Node in your house of joint resources and intimacy. So let's have a look in depth, okay, because that's just an overview. And 30th of January to the 8th of February, Mercury conjuncts Mercury. So the first few days probably not, because Mercury is retrograde until the 3rd, but after that you're likely to be more alert, mentally sharp and clear. You can comprehend new ideas, you can articulate those ideas very well, and you're also likely to be quite intellectually curious. It's a great time to make plans and strategies or begin a course of study. 31st or the 1st of February, depending on your location, as I explained before, the new moon is in your 6th house, and this is about new beginnings in your normal everyday habits or your work. It is time to attend to practical necessities at the moment and take care of your responsibilities and anything that arises at work if you work, or in your normal everyday sort of life. But there could also be some sort of concern over health, diet and nutrition, but in a quite a positive way, because this is like improving your health or your well-being. So you might decide that you want to change what you eat, or maybe go for a walk every day or something like that. But it's all about putting your life in order. So a lot of self-improvement is indicated this month for you. 2nd to the 4th of February, Mars sextiles Jupiter. This means that there's likely to be new doors of opportunity that are opening to you. There's a lot of growth around you. Any initiative that you feel inclined to take at the moment is probably going to give a positive outcome. Partnerships and joining with other people for mutual benefit is favoured. You're likely to have more energy than usual, and it's a good time for any sort of exercise or team sport. The 4th to the 7th, Mars squares Chiron. Because you've got more energy, that's with Mars. Mars does give a lot of energy, but you've got to take control of how you use it. And sometimes you could find yourself impatient or feeling a bit angry with Mars there. So just watch. If you've got anything brewing underneath in your subconscious, sometimes it'll just pop out. So as I said, go for a walk in the morning to get the edge off that. If there are any old resentments or feelings that have been kept down, that you've pushed down because you haven't been able to deal with them for whatever reason, it's time to start working on those and work towards forgiving somebody, especially yourself. 7th to the 10th, Mars conjuncts Venus. This is great for romantic passion, and you do have a lot happening here in your 5th house. So there's a lot going on in the romance and creative area. Not everybody's interested in romance, and you can turn that energy into something creative if you wish. If you do want to be with somebody, you'll probably make the first move towards someone that you're attracted to. And 9th to the 12th, Mercury conjuncts Pluto. This is like a little magical mystery tour, because you won't just accept what people tell you. You want to get right to the core of the issue. And so unsolved riddles and topics that people normally avoid or sweep under the carpet, you'll be there digging away, trying to find out what's really going on. Just watch with your language and the tone of your voice that you're not overly insistent. Otherwise, you might turn people off your idea. 13th of February to the 9th of March, Mercury in your 5th house here, moving from the 4th into the 5th, really putting the focus now on your creativity, romance, and fun, and it's leisure and pleasure and these sorts of things. So you might become more interested in entertainment, amusements that are mentally challenging, like chess, crossword puzzles, or creative word games. You may also enjoy dramatic presentations, the theatre, creative writing, and you'll probably just be feeling generally quite inspired. 12th to the 20th of February, Jupiter sextiles Uranus. This is very positive. A lot of star signs have got this influence, and you're likely to feel more confident than usual. There's a lot of socialising, get-togethers, parties. If you deal with businesses, all of those sorts of things, professional contacts, all of that goes quite smoothly. Any agreements that you make are likely to turn out very fortunate for everybody concerned. There's a lot of progressive changes going on in your life. The only thing you might find, if, especially at work, if there are people who don't like progress, if there are people that don't like change, they're certainly not going to like the energy around you at the moment, because there is a lot of positive change and you're up for it, lovely Libras. So yeah, I think this is exciting actually, so it's inspiring and motivating, and anything that you want to do is not going to get a lot of resistance. So there could be a lot of interest from the public as well. The 16th of February sees a full moon bringing transformation over here spiritually in your 12th house, the house of the goddess, the house of the unconscious, and you could be especially sensitive or perceptive at the moment. You need some time out, some privacy and solitude to get in touch with what's going on within. It's a great time for meditation and for analysing your dreams. And it's all about spiritual renewal. If you can go somewhere and be near water, all the better, because this card indicates that. So that will really be wonderful if you can go to a lake or the beach, for example, or a river. The 14th of February to the 22nd of February, Jupiter sextiles Venus, another wonderful influence. It's an excellent time for personal relationships and friendships. You can share your feelings openly and honestly now, and you're likely to be more candid than usual. You're likely to help people, and in return they're likely to help you. What goes around comes around. If there's been some sort of breakdown or issue with another person, then it's a time for resolution. You could work on that. It'll probably work out. And even your friends and family members, or your spouse, if there's already a lot of love in your life, you'll find that there could be even more than usual. Business meetings go well. There's a harmonious atmosphere. There's goodwill and understanding. And again, any contracts that you sign will probably work out well. 17th of February to the 20th of March, the Sun moves into your 6th house of everyday routine here, health and well-being, and your everyday work if you work. And you'll find that this Sun is bringing insight, awareness, comfort, security, these sorts of feelings. So you're feeling more comfortable than usual. And again, there's a likelihood of self-improvement, working on your health and your physical well-being, and your spiritual well-being as well. So that's great. 21st of February to the 24th, Venus sextiles Neptune. You're very receptive to beauty. You are anyway, but even more so. You want to be surrounded with harmony, beauty and kindness. You feel gentle and tender towards other people, and perhaps you want to be of service to them in some way. And doing that will make you happy now. The 25th of February to the 28th, Mars conjuncts Mercury. Just be cautious here with Mars. You've got a lot of energy and you might be quite straightforward and people will be taken aback. So if it requires diplomacy, even though normally you do have diplomatic skills, you will probably be more straightforward than usual. So just watch that point. 28th of February to the 2nd of March, Sun sextiles Uranus. This is unpredictable, but in a very positive way. You could change your routine and something works out better. You're listening to your intuition rather than logic. Time speeds up, so just watch your scheduling and time management. It's quite an interesting time, but an unpredictable time. Maybe your plans don't work out and it's better that they don't. 28th of February to the 2nd of March, Sun sextiles Venus. A lot of love and affection around you. You might meet new people, or there's social gatherings. It's a great time for parties as well. 28th of February to the 3rd of March, Mars conjuncts Pluto. Most star signs have got this. It's time to get rid of something in your life. You might want to clean out your closet or your wardrobe. And there's some sort of overhaul in some area of your life, okay? So just watch that you don't work too hard. You might be working in the garden and overdo it or something like that. And yeah, you know how like sometimes I'm a shocker when I start in the garden because I'm working on a project or something and I just want to do that and nothing else, and so I get a bit obsessive. So yeah, just watch that, you know, that you balance your life, all the areas of your life, and you can do that because you're a Libran. And then we have 25th of February to the 2nd of April, Chiron squares Venus, your ruler. A lot of star signs have got this, but it's particularly strong for you and Taurus, dear Libra, because Venus is your ruling planet. And there could be some sort of turning point in a relationship, particularly a romantic relationship if you're having one. And it's like you give up on something, you've got to decide if you give up on something, because it's like you've come to a T-junction, and will I go left or will I go right? Because it's like with somebody, perhaps you're not on the same page anymore. If you're not in a romantic relationship and you don't want to be, it could be something to do from the past that comes back, and you're having these memories, and you may decide that you just give up on this thing and you finish with it. You know, it's up to you to just make the decision about what you want to do. If there's anybody who's trying to dominate you or they don't respect you in some way, then, you know, you might read them the riot act, perhaps, or, you know, really have your say about what you want in this relationship. It's a real balancing act that you have to do. It's also a time where you don't probably feel like going out at this time. There's less social activity in March, generally speaking, and also there might be something to do with your creative projects or your financial affairs where you have to deal with it, and there might be some criticism of the way you've handled it, but handle it you will, so don't be concerned. All right, so that's your horoscope. It's very, very positive. A lot of good things happening. The world and the Ace of Cups are really helping you here. Now I'm just going to close my eyes and see what I can see for you for the month of February. I want to say, reiterate what I just said. Don't be concerned if not everybody is on the same page as you. It's okay. I just see a book now and the pages are turning. The pages are turning so fast it doesn't even matter if you're not on the same page as them or them with you, because everything's changing. This is a period of transition, but it's rapid. It might be like you felt like you're delayed in starting, but once you start, it's going to go bang, bang, bang very quickly. This is particularly relevant if you're thinking of starting a new project or maybe a new business, or there's something new in the business that you already have. And you're going down in another direction about something, especially to do with your money or perhaps relationships in that business, okay, or the work that you do every day. I see a cowboy hat. It's like an akubra. I don't want to explain an akubra if you're not Australian, but because there's a big thing about it. But yeah, it's something in the regional areas, in the rural areas. It's country. And it's about being in touch with the land, and it's actually made of rabbit fur, or felt, I should correct myself, rabbit felt. Anyway, so an akubra hat, make sure you keep the sun off your face, okay, even though February is coming to, that's the last month of summer in Australia, or the last month of winter if you're in the northern hemisphere. But particularly in the southern hemisphere, make sure you keep the sun off your face, okay? Because it causes free radical damage, and then you get a lot of lines and stuff like that. But worse than that, skin cancer. So again, this question of balance, and make sure that you've got enough vitamin D. So you need the sun, a little bit of the sun every day, because it's got infrared light and also vitamin D. Okay, helps the production of vitamin D. So you can take a supplement as well, because 50% of Australians don't have enough vitamin D. But be careful. So 20 minutes is more than enough. Okay, what else do I see for you? What's this thing spinning around? Oh, right, foundations of a house. Okay, foundations of a project. This is what I'm seeing. I think it's called the whirligig. So when you put the foundations in and you're having a slab construction, and the whirly bird or whirligig on top, it smooths out all the concrete. That's what I'm seeing. So there are actually foundations going in for a whole new construct, a whole new idea. It's a big thing. It's like a house or a building of some description is going to be built. So when I see that, I know it's got to do with your ideas. It's not just one idea, it's multiple ideas going together, like a new business. It's a life-changing thing, most probably because there's a lot of effort and energy involved, and it's like there's foundations going in. So you should know about it in February, because it's becoming advanced now, you know, the progress and development of this idea. Okay, so that's it, Libra. I hope this is helpful for you. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. I just want to wish you a wonderful month and thank you for your support. I'll see you all again soon. Okay, thanks again, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.